They lied to you. They trained you to work, spend, and stay broke while they built empires off your back. But something changed. From crushing debt, a generation shackled to the grind. From endless paperwork, drowning in deadlines, from dreams deferred, crushed under the weight of responsibilities. But wait, here's the twist. They want you to believe this is your fault. But what if I told you there's a secret playbook, a manual they never wanted you to see? A story so explosive, it took going viral to bring it to light. Millions are waking up. We're not just surviving anymore. We're owning the game! Are you ready to turn the tables? Are you ready to rewrite your financial future? Then listen up, because this isn't just a video. It's a financial awakening. So, share it with someone who needs it, and let's dive into the truth. Welcome to our channel, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. The first thing they did was make you believe that money is hard to make. Now I challenge you to look around. Look at the world you've been handed. What do you see? Skyscrapers that touch the clouds, cars that glide like dreams, gadgets that fit in your pocket, yet connect you to the world. But amidst this sea of innovation, there's a secret, a shadow lurking beneath. Ask yourself why. Why does poverty seem like a never-ending cycle for many? Why does financial freedom feel like an elusive dream? The answer, my friends, lies in a simple truth. Money is just another form of energy. Just as you cannot stop the flow of time, you cannot halt the flow of money. They programmed us to think that money is scarce, that it's hard to earn, that it's a limited resource. But that's a lie! Look at the man who has just $100 in his bank account. He sees every dollar as a precious gem, counting and recounting its value, while the man with millions in his account doesn't even glance at the balance. Why? Because he understands that money, like water, flows and ebbs. It's abundant. The scarcity mindset is what keeps you trapped. It's the invisible barrier that prevents you from crossing over into the realm of abundance. But once you realize that money is as renewable as the sun's rays, as plentiful as the stars in the sky, that's when the floodgates of financial freedom open. It's all about shifting your perspective, my friends. See, money is just energy in motion. It's not more or less valuable than anything else. It's simply a tool, a medium of exchange, a way to measure value. And just like any other form of energy, it flows to those who understand its language. So break free from the shackles of scarcity. Embrace the abundance that's all around you. Once you align yourself with this universal truth, you become a magnet for wealth. And remember, true prosperity comes not from hoarding wealth, but from understanding its true nature and using it wisely. Now let me show you something. Ready? 78% of people live paycheck to paycheck. Only 1% of the population holds 50% of the wealth. What does that tell you? That there is a broken system that keeps most of us stuck, while a few at the top reap the rewards. But guess what? It doesn't have to be this way. The second trick they played was making you afraid to take action. Most people, they live in a state of constant fear. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of taking risks. But let me ask you a question. If you were raised in a home where love was in short supply, would you be afraid to love? If you've seen rejection in your past relationships, would you shrink from forming new connections? Absolutely! Fear becomes your guide, your compass pointing you away from the very things that can lead you to happiness. But what if I told you that financial freedom is no different? It, too, requires you to take action despite the fear. The truth is that fear is just another illusion, a figment of our imagination. It is a story we tell ourselves about what might happen if we dare to dream big and take action. But here's the catch. Fear only feeds on ignorance. When you educate yourself, when you arm yourself with knowledge, fear loses its power. Knowledge is the antidote to fear. The more you learn about personal finance, the more you understand how the money game is played, the less fearful you become. So don't let fear hold you back. Take action today. Start that business. Invest in yourself. Seek out men. Remember, true success lies on the other side of fear. Now, let's talk about some real hacks. The third trick they used was hiding the real cost of everything. Did you know that the average American spends $440 a month on non-essential subscriptions? But what's hidden within these seemingly harmless expenses? Let me pull back the curtain for you. Think about those streaming services, the ones that offer endless entertainment at your fingertips. But what's the real cost of that convenience? According to a recent study, the average person spends over $200 a year on music, movies, and TV shows. And then there are those membership programs, the ones that promise exclusive deals and discounts. But when you dig deeper into the fine print, do you really get such great deals? In reality, you're often paying full price in exchange for the promise of a discount in the future. So how much are you really saving? Not to mention the hidden cost of your time. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through online shops for hours on end, searching for the perfect deal? Well, that time has a value too. In fact, according to a survey, the average person wastes about 21 hours a year looking for the best prices. But perhaps the most insidious hidden cost is the opportunity cost. Imagine investing that money into your own education, into starting a small business, or even into building relationships with like-minded individuals. The possibilities are endless. So here's my challenge for you. Take a close look at your expenses, especially those recurring ones that you might not think twice about. Calculate the true cost, not just the monetary value, but also the time and opportunities you're investing in them. You might be surprised by what you discover. And who knows? You might find that the best investment of all is in yourself and your future. The fourth trick they played was ignoring the elephant in the room, inflation. Most people have no idea that inflation is eroding their savings and making their dreams seem impossible. But I won't ignore it. I'll show you the numbers. Did you know that? Since 1913, the US dollar has lost more than 95% of its value due to inflation. This means that a dollar today will have the same purchasing power as 5 cents did a century ago. So, what's the real cost of saving $1,000 in a bank account? Adjusted for inflation, it's actually worth only 50 cents? In other words, you're losing 99.8% of your savings every single year. But wait! It gets even worse. The average annual rate of inflation is around 3%, meaning your $1,000 will lose $30 of its value every year. At this rate, if you save $1,000 today, in 20 years, your $1,000 will have the same purchasing power as $633 today. In other words, you will now need almost 50% more money in the future just to maintain your current standard of living. And here's the kicker. If inflation continues at the same rate, you'll need to save over $18,000 today to have the same purchasing power as $10,000 in 20 years. So why aren't they talking about this? Because they benefit from a sleeping population. They want you to keep working for peanuts while they reap the rewards of inflation. But you don't have to play their game anymore. There are ways to protect your wealth and even grow it during times of high inflation. And the first step is to educate yourself. Knowledge is the key that unlocks the doors to financial freedom. And now for the million-dollar question, why are we still playing their game? We've talked about the tricks they've played, the illusions they've created. But why do we continue to fall for it? Why don't we unite and change the game? It's time to wake up. It's time to take control of our financial future. Join the movement. Together, we can break the chains of poverty and build a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. That's all for today. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.